Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a story so chilling, so unsettling, it'll make you question everything you thought you knew about fear. Forget your typical monsters or ghosts. This is about something else entirely. Something primal, something that has no name. They just called it. Pause for effect, it wasn't a creature you could fight, a spirit you could banish, or a person you could reason with. It was simply there. It arrived when the world grew quiet, when the lights flickered, and the silence began to feel like a tangible, living thing. And the moment you glimpsed it, even for a fleeting second, your solitude was over. You were never truly alone again. Intrigued? You should be. Because this story begins in a place designed to be forgotten. Deep within upstate New York, hidden away from any map or GPS, lay a forgotten stretch of forest known only as Granger Hollow. The trees here, they leaned too close, as if whispering secrets to each eternal fog that clung to the ground like a shroud. Locals, if you could get them to speak of it, would lower their voices and whisper about the old house buried deep within those woods. 3 stories of rotting timber, broken windows, standing untouched since the devastating fire of '89. That fire. No one should have survived it, but something did. This is where our story truly begins, with for college students, Maya, Jordan, Lex, and Theo. They weren't just any students. They were horror fanatics, adrenaline junkies, the kind who lived for the thrill and documented every scream for their YouTube channel, FearFeed. Their ultimate challenge: spend one night inside that cursed house. No phones, no lights, no exits, just them and whatever lurked within. They crossed the threshold, laughing, oblivious. The floorboards groaned a warning beneath their feet, the air thick with the smell of wet ash and something sickeningly sweet like rotting fruit. They didn't even notice the heavy door slam shut behind them. The real terror began at 2:13 a.m. The power died, plunging them into absolute darkness. Theo, ever the skeptic, swore he saw something in the hallway mirror. Not his own reflection, but a shadowy presence just behind him, watching. Lex, though, had it worse, whispering his name over and over from the attic in a voice that sounded exactly like his mother's, the mother who'd been dead for 6 years. Maya stumbled upon a child's drawing nailed to a wall, crude crayon lines. A stick figure, chillingly faceless, with only black scribbles where the eyes should be. Below it, in shaky handwriting, 2 words: "It lives here." Jordan, still trying to rationalize everything, dismissed it as a prank, until he found that very same drawing in his own backpack. He hadn't put it there, and suddenly his skepticism started to crumble. They discovered the basement door tucked away behind a bookshelf, a door that hadn't been there moments before. The stairs, steep and slick with mold, led them downwards, the air growing colder with every descent. At the bottom, a windowless room, just a single old chair and a mirror. Theo, feeling an irresistible pull, sat in the chair. The others watched, horrified, as his reflection began to distort. His eyes turned an abyssal black, his mouth stretched into a grotesque, impossibly wide grin. And then, the reflection smiled, a chilling, slow, deliberate smile. But Theo's face remained frozen, devoid of any emotion. Panic set in. They tried to escape, but the front door, their only way out, was gone. Replaced by a solid wall of rotting wood, Maya screamed, her voice raw with terror. Lex, in a desperate frenzy, punched the wall until his knuckles were a bloody mess. Jordan frantically searched the windows, but all he saw was an impenetrable darkness, not night, not trees, but a terrifying void, and then the voice came. It wasn't loud, it wasn't external, it was inside them, a chilling whisper that vibrated in their bones. "You let me in." Lex collapsed, blood pouring from his ears. Maya clung to him, sobbing uncontrollably as the voice intensified, growing louder and louder within their minds. "You saw me." You belong to me. The house itself began to twist and contort around them. Rooms shifted, hallways stretched into impossible lengths, and doors led to nowhere. Time itself seemed to unravel. Jordan glanced at his watch, only to see the hand spinning backward. Maya's phone, useless for calls, suddenly showed a horrifying image. Her own screaming face, consumed by static. They found a new room filled with grotesque toys. Broken dolls with vacant stares, stuffed animals with missing eyes, and a jack-in-the-box that played a chilling tune. In reverse, Theo was gone, vanished. In his place, a single handwritten note, play or die. They played. The game, if you could call it that, led them into a nightmare, a maze of mirrors. Endless reflections, twisting corridors that duplicated their terror. Each mirror showed a different, horrifying vision. Maya as a child, weeping in a closet. Lex drowning in a bathtub. Jordan hanging from a tree. They ran, desperate to escape, but the mirrors followed, their reflections twisting into new horrors. One by one, they vanished. Lex was the first. Pulled into a mirror that showed his deepest, darkest fear. His father, drunk and furious, holding a belt. Jordan followed, his mirror reflecting his own funeral, utterly empty, with no one there to mourn him. And then Maya was alone, utterly, terrifyingly alone. She found the attic, and inside, a journal. Burnt, crumbling pages, filled with desperate, scribbled entries. It feeds on fear. It wears your memories. It becomes what you dread most. You cannot kill it. You can only forget it. But once you remember, it remembers you, Maya screamed, a primal sound of pure horror. The walls around her began to bleed. The floor cracked beneath her feet. And then it came, not a monster with claws or fangs, not a translucent spirit. It was her own face, her own voice, her own deepest pain reflected back at her. And it whispered, I am you. Maya woke up in a hospital. They found her wandering Granger Hollow woods, barefoot, bleeding, utterly disoriented. The house was gone. There was no trace of it, or of the others. For weeks, she couldn't speak. When she finally did, one single word escaped her lips. But sometimes, late at night, a new video appears. No title, no views, just static and a whisper chillingly familiar. You saw me. You belong to me. What do you think happened to Maya and the others? Do you believe in entities that feed on fear? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you found this story unsettling, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more spine-chilling tales. We've got plenty more where that came from. Thanks for watching, and remember, you're never truly alone.